The courtroom was silent, but the tension was suffocating. A black man stood at the podium, calm and professional, yet the judge's eyes narrowed, as if searching for fault. Then it came, the sharp words that cut through the air. "Watch your tone." The judge's gavel echoed, and a fine was issued on the spot. The room gasped. To everyone watching, it looked like just another man being put in his place. But what the judge didn't realize was chilling. This man wasn't a defendant. He was a federal prosecutor. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. His name was Anthony Reed, a seasoned federal prosecutor with years of experience serving in some of the toughest courtrooms in the country. Known for his meticulous work and quiet dignity, Anthony had built a career on integrity, never allowing his emotions to dictate his actions. On this particular morning, he walked into the courtroom confident and prepared. He wasn't defending himself. He was representing the state in a significant case, one he had spent months building. For Anthony, this was just another day in his mission to uphold justice. But as he took his position before the bench, he noticed the judge's glare linger a little longer than usual, scrutinizing his every move. The whispers in the courtroom weren't about the case. They were about him. A subtle shift in tone, an unspoken tension, was about to turn his ordinary workday into a shocking reminder of the prejudice he couldn't escape. Anthony began his arguments, laying out evidence, with the calm confidence that came from years of experience. But every word seemed to irritate the judge. He raised points, cited precedents, and clarified procedures. But instead of acknowledgement, he was met with interruptions. "Counselor, you're bordering on disrespect," the judge warned. Anthony paused, stunned. His tone had been professional, measured, no different than the white prosecutors who had stood before the same bench countless times. The tension built. Each time Anthony spoke, the judge cut him off, raising objections that didn't exist, twisting formality into hostility. The courtroom shifted uncomfortably, spectators sensing something was wrong. Still, Anthony kept his composure, determined not to be rattled. Then it happened. The judge leaned forward, his voice sharp and dripping with authority. "Watch your tone." The words struck like a whip, not because of what was said, but because of what they implied. That Anthony, a black man, was being warned not for his words, but for daring to stand confidently in his role. Before he could respond, the gavel slammed. "You are fined for contempt." Gasps filled the courtroom. The defendant's eyes widened, the jury looked shaken, and whispers rippled across the rows of benches. A prosecutor fined in open court? This was no ordinary rebuke. It was a public humiliation, one that revealed an ugly truth hidden beneath the veneer of justice. What Anthony did next would define not only the moment, but the legacy of his fight against injustice. Anthony stood frozen, every eye fixed on him. His career, his reputation, and his dignity all hung in the balance. A black prosecutor, silenced and punished, in the very place where he was supposed to represent the law. He took a breath, steadying himself, refusing to let rage take over. Instead, he calmly placed his badge and credentials on the podium. The room fell into stunned silence. The truth hit like a thunderclap. The man being scolded like a misbehaving student wasn't just another attorney. He was a federal prosecutor, sworn to uphold justice at the highest level. The color drained from the judge's face. The power dynamic had shifted instantly, exposing prejudice in its rawest form. In that moment, everyone saw it. The system was cracking under its own hypocrisy. Though the fine was later overturned, the damage was done. Anthony left that courtroom carrying more than case files. He was weighed down by humiliation that no credential could shield him from. But his quiet strength that day ignited a conversation far beyond those walls. Attorneys, jurors, and even ordinary citizens began to ask, if a federal prosecutor could be treated this way, what chance did ordinary people have? Anthony's story is not just about one man in a courtroom. It's about the millions who face silent, everyday battles against prejudice disguised as procedure. Every slammed gavel, every warning to watch your tone, echoes a history of silencing voices that dare to speak with strength. How many more will it take before the system truly delivers justice? Comment below which country and city you're watching from. Take care.